because this is now using the new set of top 8 flags, which means in addition to everything that you have already seen throughout the randomizer, there are now 4 new things that are being implemented. The first is that the starting screen is going to be shuffled. That means is that you won't necessarily be starting on the screen you are used to starting on. You could start anywhere in the overworld in Hyrule. Number 2, enemy HP is shuffled. There's going to be a plus or minus 4 on that shuffle. So red Wizrobes, for example, could be anywhere from 0 to 8 hit points. The third item that is shuffled is the white sword is now part of the dungeon item drops. So the white sword item could be the white sword. It could be the magic key. It could be the book. Who knows? We'll have to find it. And the fourth and final one of the new flags is going to be that dungeon rooms are now shuffled throughout dungeons. Now, what that means is that you, for example, could find Ganon's room with a skull pattern in level 3. Zelda's room could be in level 8. You could find 2 Aquamentus rooms in level 7. So knowing dungeon layouts is going to be more particularly advantageous here because of those new flags. So with all of that, I am the Greenleaf Effect, and with me tonight will be my broadcast partner, LOZ Cards Fan 23.
Well, this should be a real excellent matchup here, TGE. We've got the number 4 JamEvil to the number 12 BT. We are here in the winners bracket quarterfinals. Yes, the Elite 8. Those seeds, those flags that you just mentioned, going to be a brand new, refreshing change for us, but it is going to be a little bit difficult for us commentators because remember, we always knew what we were looking for in the levels, but now with everything shuffled around, it is going to be a little bit more trickier.
Well, I've done my homework. I've got a cheat sheet.
Well, good. Well, you'll just have to help me on this first one, but I look forward to this race. I expect this to be a really good matchup between 2 excellent Zelda randomizer players. And don't forget, the winner of this goes on to the winners bracket semifinals against either the number 1 player, Crystal Saver, or the number 25 player, Dr. Jason Kimball.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge, huge match there. I'm not going to lie. No matter who wins here and no matter who wins in the Saber DJK match, the match we get in the top 4 of the winners bracket here is going to be insane.
So it looks like both of these racers are just about ready to get started here. Another thing I want to point out to everybody is, yes, the white sword is going to be shuffled. It's more than likely not going to be where White Sword Cave is. However, keep in mind that they'll still need the same 4 to 6 hearts to pick up that item in the wherever the White Sword Cave ends up being, whatever that item might be.
Yeah, again, and that's not going to be the most difficult part of this. See, the biggest and most difficult part of doing this is going to be the fact that enemy HP is shuffled. So as I mentioned in the open, it is plus or minus 4 hit points on enemy HP. And when I say enemy HP, I mean strictly the enemies, not bosses, just enemies. But again, you could have anywhere, like I said, you could have an 8 hit point red Wizrobe, which means you come across a Wizrobe dungeon with a wood sword, you're in for a world of pain.
Yeah, already if you have a wooden sword against a Wizrobe dungeon, you're in a world of pain. But if those flags are plus 4 for the Wizrobes, yeah, as they say in Super Smash TV, good luck. You'll need it.
So now, again, while we were waiting for these racers to begin, the normal question that we normally both ask here is what are you looking forward to and what are going to be the keys to this match? And for the most part, I've always been saying it's going to be, resource management, it's going to be keys, it's going to be bombs. And while I still believe that to be true to a point here with the Elite 8 flags, weapons are going to be a big thing because now there's only two guaranteed swords on the overworld, the wooden sword and the magical sword, because that isn't shuffled. So if someone happens to stumble across an early white sword that the other runner doesn't find, and because it could be a dungeon and it could be free, having weaponry is going to be an even bigger thing in this set of flags than it was in the previous set.
And another thing that could happen, I would see this a lot when I'd see my friends do the Zelda randomizer races where the white sword is shuffled. The tendency is that the white sword likes to be found in level 9. So there is a better chance, at least in my opinion, that we're going to see more and more wooden sword level 9s.
Yeah, and the one thing about a wooden sword level 9 is because of where we are located in the tournament currently, the caliber of players we have left, all of them are capable of pulling off a wood sword level 9. Doesn't mean they want to do it, but they're all capable of it.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, they definitely have the skill level to go into level 9 with a wooden sword. But again, one factor that could come into play is that plus or minus 4 hit points on those whiz robes.
Yeah, but that's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on throughout the seed is the tougher enemies, what their hit points are shuffled to.
Yeah, that is correct. Looks like we're still waiting for Jam's stream to get started. So once his gets up and running, we'll probably have the race in a matter of moments.
So I guess while we're waiting for them to get started, I will ask you, not necessarily what you think the keys to the match are going to be per se, but with these new flags up here, what are you most looking forward to seeing, Laws?
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more Trollier level 9s. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm thinking that the Great Equalizer is going to be bigger and badder than it has been already in this tournament. We have already seen a lot of level 9 comebacks. And again, I think it's going to have to do with, does one person go into level 9 with a wooden sword as opposed to one person going in with, say, magical sword? With no white sword, that variance is going to be a massive key for these players, if that does happen. Obviously, the keys are still going to be in play for level 9. The bombing, knowing, I wonder if that's one thing players are going to keep track of what rooms have already been seen, because I got a question for you. You know how we were talking about level 1, how there is no horizontal bombing? Does that mean now in the new flags we could see a horizontal level 1 bombing, or is that still the same?
The mechanics of the dungeon still remain the same, as do the layouts of the dungeon. It's just the rooms that you see in the dungeons become different.
Now, does that also mean that for level 1, you know, how there's one item on the ground, one item on the staircase, does that mean that the staircase in level 1 might not necessarily be the diamond staircase, or is that still going to be the same?
Nope, it could be the spiral staircase, it could be a corridor staircase, it could be a diamond staircase, it could be any of the staircases that you want them to be.
All righty. Looks like Jam is now ready to go, so this race should be starting any moment now. See that JamEvil is going to use the red tingle for this match. And yes, TGE, I still don't know the names of those 4 tingles. Are they from that Rosy Rupee Land thingamabob game, that one that was only made for Japan or something?
I have no idea.
I don't know either, because I've only seen bits and pieces of it, so yeah, if that's where they're from, yeah, forget it.
Yeah, I was told the name of the pink one time, and I forgot it.
Yeah, me too. Sorry, Jam. And we are underway, and the starting location for this Elite 8 seed is going to be Vanilla Level 7.
And this is interesting because you already have a path divergence here, and I 100% agree with what Jam is doing here. Screen throwing immediately into the graveyard to allow him to check not only the open caves around here, but also see if he happens to get lucky and get the arm outside him.
Yes, indeed. Plus, he could also check that gravestone to see if there's something good behind there. We have our first secret discovery, and it is on BT side of the board. And hey, a bonus cave behind that gravestone for JamEvil. Gonna go ahead and pick up the blue candle. Totally agree with that call.
Yeah, I mean, especially considering what we saw last night with not taking the early candle cost putts.
BT following suit, doing the same blue candle pickup. By the way, 31 rupees is what the medium secret is worth for this seed, so a little bit more than the average you'd normally see in vanilla Zelda. So rupees looking pretty good so far, but the large secret's going to tell the tale of the tape.
Ooh.
Going to vanilla level 6. Jam is going to discover a potion shop. Nothing doing there. He has no letter.
Yeah, but an interesting note, you see the candle only deals 1 hit point worth of damage. So that means the blue moblins that we're seeing here either have been shuffled to 0 or 1 hit point. And that means bombs are going to be fairly easy to come by here.
Wow, that is going to be tremendous for both of these players. And now we see that the small secret in the seed on BT's side of the board is worth half as much as what you normally see, just 5 rupees.
We've also got a 241 rupee blue ring, so that's an interesting thing to keep an eye out for.
We see BT going to spend some money on those hints. Unfortunately, he went with the 22 rupees hint. Unfortunately, a community troll hint for him. Nothing doing. Looks like we've got our first dungeon discovery of this Elite 8 race, but we don't know enough about it yet. It could have been a 7, could have been a 1, could have been an 8.
Could have been a 6.
That is true, because again, remember, the layouts are shuffled now, so just looking at the rooms isn't going to do it for us. We got to know the map layout to be absolutely sure.
But I 100% agree with BT here. Seen in this dungeon, mark it down for later, not go in right now. You don't really have a whole lot to explore there. So I 100% agree with what he's doing there.
And he's found another level has BT.
Okay, so that hint we just saw there on the river, meet the moblin at Death Mountain, that hint is actually going to be describing the magical sword location. Now, the other hint that we find, if it's going to tell us where the white sword is, it will also tell us what the white sword item is.
And here's another hint K for BT. Gonna purchase the 19. Oh, but that is another troll community hint. My goodness, BT having no luck with these purchases. This is looking like level 8.
That's what I'm getting from that as well. So that is a Gliok room there, and that was the one Gliok room that did not have a drop in it. The other two that we're going to find do. So,
however, not necessarily, because remember, a Gliok room doesn't necessarily have to be in level 8, and it is not level 8. It's some other level. It looks like level...
This is 6.
6, yeah. 6. Well, yeah, Gliok... Well, there is a Gliok room in a level 6, so yeah, this is level 6 indeed. It's not 1 because it didn't have the plus-shaped corridor. So, yep, 6 it is. Can I have a timestamp, please? All right, we're back in sync. BT is heading towards the coast where that power bracelet item would be. No bracelet, of course, so just going to keep on moving southeast. Bombs are reasonably cheap in this seed. 15 rupees for a set of 4 bombs. Hey, another free cave. Jam's going to go ahead and pick up that heart container right there. Yes, indeed. He's now got 4 hearts.
And what I was saying about the Gleeok room there are 3 total Gleeok rooms in the game. 2 of them have clear drops, 1 of them has nothing in it. So what I was saying there is because we killed the rupee boss and didn't get a drop in the room. If Jam is keeping his notes on that, which I don't think he is, the other 2 Gleeok rooms that we come across are going to have drops in them.
That is absolutely right, and let's see what level we have here.
Well, BT found level 9. That's easy because it tells us.
Of course, it makes our jobs easier as commentators.
Uh-oh, we got super ropes.
Ooh, yeah, they have a lot of hit points this time around.
And it looks like Jam is in 2 right now. Nope, I lied about that. Never mind.
Well, if he's not in level 2, where is he?
I don't know right now, but wherever it is, it's got a spiral staircase.
Right, which is something you'd normally see in level 8, but this is definitely not level 8. Trying to get past these blue gorillas, and does so successfully. What's behind the staircase? Oh, it's another passageway, so we know it's a level of at least number 5.
Ooh, we also got super keys, it looks like.
Ooh. We're getting some information that this is level 7, perhaps.
Oh, that's disappointing. We just found the white sword hint, and it's the white sword still!
Fred! So that means that the white sword cave in this particular Elite 8 matchup is going to be the white sword. Go figure. Game knows.
Yep, we also just saw the coast item, which is the raft.
All right, so the raft, of course, there's 2 raft locations in Hyrule, 1 in the northeastern section, and then 1 in the central part of Hyrule, which is where Vanilla Level 4 is. Now, this one might be level 1, perhaps.
Yeah, we've also got more of those super ropes.
Nope, this one's level 8 because this has 4 rooms on the first level.
And look what BT has found.
He has found the all-important wooden sword that'll give him an advantage over Jam this early now in the race.
Yeah, but Jam did find a hint telling him that Aquamentus awaits by a lake, so we now know that somewhere by a lake here we're going to find level 1.
Which leaves the potential of level 1 perhaps being raft blocked.
Or it could be right on the start screen where they started and they might need the recorder.
True. Jam not getting any help from those hints there.
Z-Man, chat is correct. The white sword is going to be in the white sword cave. It will not be in level 1 because that hint is specifically designed to tell you what where the white sword is and what item it is.
BT finding a money-making game behind that Armo statue, but he doesn't have enough money to play. You notice how quick that door repair charge penalty went? LOL is the message, so you don't have much time to up an A out of that one.
No, not at all. BT has found another dungeon here. From the starting of it, it looks like he could be in 4, but it looks like we're bait blocked here.
Ooh, absolutely. That Gibdo wants a piece of meat there, and BT doesn't have it, so he's going to have to get out of Dodge and come back later when he's got some bait. Ooh!
Jammy with a magic key!
So, keys are not going to be a factor here in this race for Jam, or anybody, because that key is just in plain sight, and also in plain sight, the Triforce!
That's a pretty good level 1.
Is that a level 1?
Yes, 3 rooms on the bottom row and an item on the floor.
All right, beautiful. So, level 1, we know one of the items is the all-important magical key. Very nice. Jam has found the letter, so he can show that letter to whoever's running the potion shop and can buy some potions. Now, if you saw the race earlier that was between, let's see who that was. That was Matrick and Dragon Dark. The price of blue potions was 49 rupees, and the price of red potions was 48 rupees. I mean, come on, seller beware this time.
Caveat Ventator.
Yes, indeed. And also, there was a heart container pickup for BT in that bonus cave. He's now up to 5 hearts. He's got a 2 out of 3 chance of picking up the white sword here if he can find it.
Yeah, and so far, we've got an interesting couple of locations for the any roads here. And Jan has found a diamond staircase, and he has come across the heart container. I believe we're in level 3 right now, based on what I've seen. But we'll know in a minute when he goes up to the next one.
Right, well, we know it's not level 2, because, again, level 2 is not going to have that staircase, even though the rooms are shuffled up. So it's either 3 or 5.
This looks like it's 3.
All right, 3 it is. So the item in level 3 is that heart container. That gives Jam 5 hearts as well. And the Triforce pickup, boy, easiest level 3 in the world, huh, TGE?
Absolutely. And we glossed over this earlier, but the Armos item was the power bracelet.
All right, so we now know that the power bracelet is the Armos item, and that latter item on the coast was the raft.
Oh, speaking of that, we now see that one of those any roads goes to one of the raft spots. So that makes getting the raft basically almost a moot point here.
Well, look at this. BT has found a huge secret worth 97 rupees, so just shy of the 100 you'd see in Vanilla Zelda, but that's still pretty good money. Jam finding another bonus cave, gonna pick up this heart container. That's number 6. He's now guaranteed to pick up the white sword if he finds it.
Oh, look at this screen where Vanilla White Sword usually is.
Ooh, a whole bunch of blue Lionels, and the Lionels just said to BT, you ain't trespassing on our property. Now, JamEvil has also discovered that same large secret worth 97 rupees that will give him 117. And with BT's already got 199 rupees, and given how difficult the enemies we've seen in some of these locations, he's closing in on potentially buying the blue ring.
What he's closing in on right now, though, is the magical key and the Triforce in one.
Yeah, he'll be extremely happy to see that. And plus, since he has that wooden sword, he can go ahead and explore level 1 further, unless, of course, level 1 happens to be river blocked, which it could be now with these new flags.
Correct. And, of course, there's also the option of, well, do I want to go back and buy Patra? And the answer is nope.
So that means the level 1 item, the second level 1 item for now, is currently unclaimed.
Jam just did go to the Lost Woods Armos item, Armos statue there and pick up the power bracelet.
We see BT discovering the letter, but I don't think he picked that up. Or was I seeing things?
I don't know either. I was watching Jam here getting Gibdo blocked out of level 4. But look at that, the Triforce!
This is insane! 3 Triforce pieces without a single weapon for Jam. What is going on here, TGE?
I have no idea. And apparently, these are the seeds that I like to apparently find, because I also have the pleasure of calling the swordless full Triforce seed. To be fair, both runners had a wand, but still.
And now, in the same level 3, we have the heart container being picked up here for BT. That will give him 6 as well, and a guaranteed white sword pickup. Yeah, BT did not pick up the letter. I've got a real good feeling that he's going to go ahead and not buy any potions. If he does get a potion, I would imagine he would get one from the free caves.
Yeah, but there we go with BT also picking up the easy peasy Triforce in level 3.
Yeah, again, level 3, no weapon required to get past it. All you got to do is just walk in, grab everything in plain sight, get the heck out of here.
And Jam now over here at the Armor statues, which is going to give him the wooden sword.
And that'll be a real nice find for Jam. So 16 and a half minutes in, both of these players have the wooden sword. Now we're going to check that power bracelet location, and good thing he did. There is a secret there, which is going to give him another big secret, another 97 rupees. Unfortunately, he's only going to get 56 of those 97 rupees. His wallet is now full.
And BT potentially could buy a blue ring, although I don't know if he's necessarily going to do it. Instead, he's going to buy the bait here, because he still thinks he's bait blocked out of 4, and technically while he's bait blocked out of the item in 4, he is not bait blocked out of the Triforce.
That is true, but you never know what that item in level 4 is going to be. And I'm telling you, with that bait block there, I hope it's something good.
I hope it's the book.
With my luck, it's probably going to be the inferior model. We're going back to that again. That's right, you heard me, TG. I'm going back to the well.
Meh.
And now we see that BT is heading along the coast as well. He's about to discover that that raft is there. Oh, wait, maybe he already did discover it. That's right. I think he's already been there.
He has already been there.
Yeah, Jam's the one that's not been there. But Jam is in a new level here.
And we got Wizwobes.
Oh, boy. I'm kind of curious as to how many hit points these suckers have. So now this could be really much easier or much harder. But remember, whenever there's Wizrobes, there's pancakes.
Oh, right now, both of them are in the same dungeon and both having these same problems here. Wizrobes, they don't like to be exploded or stabbed or pretty much anything.
Yeah, this is not the time to go into a Wizrobe-laden dungeon. You definitely need a more powerful sword than this. However, BT's going to give it his best to try and clear the final 2 Wizrobes. But when you have a screen full of bubbles in addition to these Wizrobes, that just makes it a million times more difficult.
Not to mention the fact that their HP are shuffled, and from the looks of it, both Wizrobes are higher than their normal HP.
Of course they're going to be higher than their normal HP. They're Wizrobes. Of course they have to be tougher. This is an Elite 8 race, TGE.
Yeah, but there is nothing better than walking into a dungeon, seeing Wizrobes, and stabbing the red Wizrobe with your white sword and immediately dying.
Yeah, that is always fun to see, because, again, nobody likes Wizrobes. So yeah, one-hit knockouts, you can't beat that, but unfortunately, that's just not the case this time.
BT now going back to level 4 to utilize the bait he just got.
Alright, we'll see if it's going to end up being worth his while. We're going to find out what that dungeon is. Since he's in level 4, he's going to be looking for a staircase, and this is probably the one right here.
Oh! Bulk meat required!
Unbelievable! So we do find a really good item behind that bait block. It's the bow. Halfway home to defeating Ganon is BT.
Wow, that's gigantic. Bait required.
Putz would love this seed, no question about it.
Yeah. I also would like to point out there that you saw that on JamEvil's side a little bit, down he was running into the Coast Heart Cave. We have more than 1 HP orange Tektites. Now, the reason I bring that up is because the Tektites are not programmed to have knockback in them. So when you hit them and they have more than 1 hit point, they'll actually teleport.
Wow, that is quite a ridiculous power there, TGE. Now, speaking of which, we saw Ganon's room here in level 4. How about that?
Ooh, we also have some generously hit-pointed orange or red darkness, whatever you want to call them. They only have 2 hit points.
Yeah, that's pretty nice considering how powerful they are and how much damage they deal. Jam has found level 9 as well, so both of these players know where level 9 is. No hunting this time. BT is ladder blocked from that T room, but little does he know he doesn't need to go there. All he's got to do is go back to the beginning to find that Triforce. Unfortunately, he is going a long way. That's going to cost him some time.
Yeah, I have to agree with what Chad is saying here. The best thing that could happen to BT right now is actually getting bopped by one of these blue darknets and dying. So he just goes back to the start and can bomb to the right of the bait block.
Unfortunately, for his own sake, he's doing a really good job with these blue dark nuts. Just 3 more left to go in this room. He's put up a really good fight. I'm going to give him credit for that. I mean, a lot of people would probably die in that room, but man, he made that look easy to BT.
Yeah, that was a superb display of Dark Net killing there. And now we get Jam over.
Yeah, Jam now is over in that same blue Lionel's area. He is in quite a pickle right now, but oh, effective use of those bombs right there. Gonna take out 2 more of those blue Lionels, still 2 more left to go. Now he's gonna check out that cave. Anything good there?
White Sword!
Unbelievable! White Sword is where White Sword normally is in Vanilla Zelda, so Fred, again!
So that is now finally getting the Triforce out of 4.
Well, that is a tremendous pickup there for Jam. Wow.
Yeah, that's huge. All that time that BT had for the Wood Sword, Jam now has equalized it by finding the White Sword. An interesting note, BT was on that screen. The Lionels just won.
Yeah, I told you there was a reason why the Blue Lionels didn't want BT to trespass their territory. They were guarding the White Sword for good reason. Jam going to check out that cave that's just northwest of Vanilla Level 1 and is going to find a potion shop. Old men are running the potion shops this time, but again, nothing doing here. Too early to show that letter.
Alright, so if the old men are running the potion shops, does that mean they're running moonshine?
It very well might be. Not that standard Coke and Pepsi that we normally see from the old ladies.
Yeah, this is the white lightning that acts like the candy does in Kirby, where it gets you all hyperactive.
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh, Blue Lionels are giving Jam a little bit of trouble here. There's going to get some bombs out of that, though, so check out what's behind that.
That's actually a very generous HP total for the Blue Lionels. They're only 4 hit points.
Yeah, that is really, really good. So what we lose in the Wiz Robes, we make up for it in the Lionels.
BT is now in level 8, and he has discovered not just the super ropes, but the super keys as well.
Never fun seeing high HP, easy enemies, but at least they're easy enemies, so at least he's got that going for him.
Yeah, but the problem is, super keys mean it's really, really difficult when, you you have a half a heart and you're going down to get an item, it means you can't just kill him and get him out of your way. You actually got to dodge.
Yeah, and if you don't have Lord Banana, and that's, you know what, I'm kind of thinking about that. In something like this, I would think Lord Banana would be very useful for high HP keys if you want to try and get through those.
Unfortunately, that is not the case because the 0 HP enemies, the gels and the keys, they are not programmed to have the paralysis frames. So Lord Banana nor the inferior model cannot stun them if they have if they have more than 0 HP because they're not programmed to be able to do it.
Ouch! So that unfortunately is going to make those two boomerangs even less valuable than they were before. Ouch!
In this seed, yes, but you also have to keep in mind that the way the boomerangs work is that they stun enemies that are programmed to have 1 hit point or higher, assuming the enemy can be stunned. Gorillas, Stalfos, Wallmasters, etc., etc. They're also programmed to kill enemies that have 0 hit points, gels, and keys. So if it so happens that the blue moblins we're seeing that are being 1 hit by the candle and the wood sword, if they happen to be 0 hit point moblins as opposed to 1 hit point moblins, then the boomerang can kill them. So it's one of those things where you can and you can't. You know, it all depends on what you're going to get.
Absolutely right. And oh shoot, we find the horizontal shoot room in level 8 today.
Yeah, we also find one of the 2 Aquamentus rooms, and Aquamentus sitting in an Aquamentus room. However, it's in the wrong dungeon, so we'll forgive Fred for that one. And I do want to point out that corridor room. That's a very interesting thing here because the corridor rooms themselves, there is the corridor room itself, which is the Aquamentus room. There are 2 of those. Both of those rooms have drops. And then there's the corridor staircase rooms. There are 6 corridor staircase rooms, but only 2 of the corridor staircase rooms have drops.
Again, that's very interesting to know, and something that these racers might keep track of. There's an item in level 8. The inferior model, and BT is going to decline it.
Smart man.
By the way, that Aquamentus that was in Aquamentus' room is also guarding the Triforce, if you didn't notice.
True. I did notice that. It looks like Jam has found level 2.
If Jam has found level 2, then that Wizrobe laden dungeon that we found earlier isn't level 2. It must be level 5.
No, I think that was 7 that was the Wizrobes.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, with all these shufflings, now all of our heads are spinning.
Well, my heads are spinning normally.
And now that I look at a piece of the map where Jam paused, yep, he's definitely in level 2. You better believe it. So the only level we have not yet discovered is level 5.
I believe that to be correct, sir.
Finding a diamond-shaped staircase in level 8, but that is not the correct staircase that's going to have the second item for BT, so he's going to opt not to take it for now, and there's our community hit. Go west, young man. Does find another staircase, and oh my goodness, he has found the jackpot, the ladder.
So BT getting all kinds of lucky right now with getting the bow after going back and buying the bait, getting the ladder here in level 8. Any advantage that Jam might have had by picking up the white sword, BT has pretty much got that right back with the ladder and the bow finds.
Absolutely. So that's pretty much an equalizer. But in order, in my opinion, for BT to take that lead, he too has to find that white sword. Because again, back to those Wizrobes, you take a lot of HP. And again, even with BT's skill level, you don't want to go into a Wizrobe laden dungeon with wooden sword. I mean, you just don't want to.
And Jam there has found the Triforce in level 2. It's going to be interesting to see if he goes back and picks up the item.
Yes, indeed. And if he's in level 2, he's going to be looking for an item that's on the ground. Again, even though all the rooms are shuffled, level 2 is still not going to have the staircase that's going to have an item that all the other levels are going to have. It's going to be on the ground, meaning it's either going to be in plain sight, you have to full clear a room to get the item, or the enemy might be consuming the item and you just have to walk up and grab it or kill it.
Now, interesting thing of note, you saw the Dig Dogger in the Square River room. Now, one of the Square River rooms is going to have an item lying out. 4 of them are going to have items that you're going to have to get by full clearing the room, and one of them isn't going to have an item in there. So there is the potential for the item to be Dig Dogger blocked here in 2. It's, unlikely, but the potential is there.
And what if that is the item, TGE? What if it was the silver arrows?
Then this seed becomes Trolley Aft.
Which is fun for us, not so fun for our racers.
Yep, and BT definitely in level 7.
Yep, so he's going to be looking for the one item that's going to be behind the staircase. Again, there's 3 staircases. One of them is the item, and the other 2 just lead to another part of the dungeon. So 33 rooms of pure torture, as we all know.
Now made even more so by not knowing what's going on in the rooms.
At least it's a Guerrilla set and not the dreaded Wizrobe set, so at least he's got that going for BT. So gonna check behind that spiral staircase. That is not the staircase, however, that contains the item. He'll go ahead and take it in hopes that he finds the item and the Triforce later.
Getting the compass here out of 2, so I'm not sure if Jam's explored all the way down the left-hand side of the moon yet, but we're getting to a point where, looks like we might be, Big Dogger blocked or something.
Well, the last time we did commentary, level 2 was also blocked. It was Goma blocked, and it contained the red ring, so if that item definitely is Dig Dogger blocked, I'll be curious to find out what it is, and if either one of them gets it, depending on what it might be, because no one's got the recorder yet.
Nope, we don't know where that is.
Well, if it is recorder block, obviously it can't be the recorder, because if it is the recorder, we got a problem. So going ahead and picking up the bomb upgrade is JamEvil, and unfortunately, more rupees for less bombs. Only a 3-bomb upgrade. Remember, a bomb upgrade price anywhere from 75 to 125 rupees, giving you an extra 2 to 6 bombs, but this time only getting an extra 3 bombs.
But hey, any extra bombs you can get in 9 is always going to be a help.
And hey, look at this. BT has also found a bomb upgrade shop as well in that same level 7.
You mean the same level 7 that Jam just walked into?
Yep, that's right. BT making his way northwest in level 7. Still looking for the item and the Triforce. He knows where the Triforce is. It's on the northeastern corner of this dungeon. Ooh, and a 4-headed Gleeok he's going to have to deal with Wooden Sword here. And again, as it is a boss, their flags are not affected. Their HP is the same.
Now, the open room that you see Gleeok in here, this is an interesting room, because there are an absolute ton of open rooms here in the game. There are 23 open rooms. 13 of them have clear drops, 5 of them have items on the floor, and unfortunately, like this one, 5 of them have no drops.
Nice kill there from BT. He's going to bomb to the north, and he's going to find a locked door to the north and a normally ladder block area in the east. And keep in mind, Jam does not have the ladder. BT opted to go north, and unfortunately that double block room does not provide a staircase, so gonna have to take another turn.
Jam now also in the Gliok room.
Of course, he's got a white sword, so it'll be much easier for Jam here.
Yes, but unfortunately there's the whole matter of, needing a way to cross water.
That is true. But he does take care of that Gliok, and he's gone for good, so he won't have to worry about it again if he were to have to go back.
Oh, look at the item that BT just found here in 7.
Boy, oh boy, the red ring, that is a huge find there for BT. That is going to reduce the damage he takes down to 1/4.
The Triforce just sitting out in the middle of the Fireballs room.
So, mission accomplished in level 7 for BT. He can move on to the next dungeon.
Now, Jam is also going to be finding that, but it's one of those things where Jam has explored so much of the dungeon. I'm not sure if he's going to, avoid the Triforce and try and find the item. Absolutely, he's been so committed to level 7 at this point that he absolutely has to take a look and find the item here.
And he's going to be rewarded tremendously when he goes north of that Triforce room to get that red ring. Yep, he's made the correct call. He's headed north, finds the diamond staircase. He'll be delighted to see this item.
Absolutely. And the best part is we're not going to see any change to the Tingle Sprite.
Yeah, he's going to go from red to red. Very, very interesting indeed.
Yeah. BT now is in 6, and look what's in level 6. We've got Wizrobes, who are still being a pain. Even with the red ring, Wizrobes and Pancakes still winning.
Yeah, because they take so many hit points with that wooden sword. But again, with Red Ring, it's going to make it a little bit easier for BT. He has cleared all of the blue Wizrobes, just has to take care of the Pancakes. Oh, but that Bubble wanted something to say about that.
Yeah, but the good thing for BT is once the Wizrobes are out of the way, the Bubble is a moot point because Bubble only stops your sword, not your arrows.
Oh, that's right. He was shooting those arrows at the likes, which are a very effective weapon against them, in my opinion, especially the silver arrows.
Yeah, because the silver arrow here, the equivalent of damage that the bombs do, and the magical sword does, which is 4 hit points.
Yes, indeed. So BT continue to make his way into level 6. There's a useless key there in the Triforce room. Nothing doing there. He's looking for one item plus the Triforce. Perhaps this double block room might contain it.
It potentially could. Double block rooms, there are a total of 11 of them, and 4 of them contain stairs. This one did, just not the staircase we were looking for.
Yep, but he's going to go ahead and take this path anyway, and we'll see if he can find the item later on. It doesn't take him very far, but oh, this staircase is blocked by a Dig Dogger.
Seems to be lots of Diggy Doggers here in this scene, but nothing have been too detrimental yet in trying to kill everything. Now, I do want to point out real quick, you just saw BT kill some Buyers, and the Buyers spawned some red keys, and the red keys were only 1 hit point, whereas the blue keys were more than 1. They are, in fact, different enemies, so that's why they do that.
This island room here, just think if it's the Triforce room, Jam would be ladder blocked. It's not, though. Look at this, another island room right below with orange Wizrobes.
Jam executing a double block flip to unfortunately find the inferior model and doing the absolute correct thing and noping on by.
The good news is when he sees that other item that's hidden within level 8, he will be happy to see that it's going to be that ladder.
Yep. So now the big, not the big, but the interesting thing about this seed is we know Jam's going to have to go back to 4.
Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like we have an audio problem on you, TGE. Yeah, Jam is going to have to go back into level 4 to find the item, which is going to be the bow. He needs that to complete his quest. Jam does find a heart container, though. That takes him up to 9, so he's now 1 heart away from a potential chance at the magical sword.
Am I still Robot?
That's better there.
Okay, I haven't done anything. Apparently my microphone just decided it wanted to be crazy.
Speaking of crazy, we find the item here in level 6. It's the magical wand, so our chances for the silver arrows are starting to dwindle here.
Well, we still have that item in 2, the second item in 1, and the item in 5.
I'm telling you, TG, I'm holding out that those silver arrows are behind that dig dogger. But I'm probably going to end up being disappointed like I always am, so... But we'll see.
We do have the Triforce being obtained there in the Chevy room for BT in level 6. But Jam now has the ladder that he's getting, so it's a moot point.
That is correct. Now, the one thing that BT might have to start thinking about is gambling. Does he gamble and not go after the item in level 2 if he still hasn't found the silver arrows after defeating level 5? Of course, there's still 1 item left in level 1.
Absolutely. Those 3 items, level 5, level 1, and level 2, one of those has to be the reporter. So with the reporter, that means we'll be able to kill the dig dogger in 2 to find the item. If it was like a level 7 or level 6, perhaps, I would definitely agree with the gambling. I don't know if gambling on 1 or 2 is the right call.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. So we see that now BT is heading back into the Wizrobe Laden level 5. For those of you who may be new to the Zelda randomizer races, there is a set number of enemy sets that you must find in a race. You're going to see this every time, no matter what. 2 of the first 8 levels must be a Gorilla set. Another 2 of the first 8 levels has to be a Darknut set. 1 of the first 8 levels has to be a Wizrobe Pancake set. The other 3 levels can be any of the other 3 sets that I mentioned. So it could be 3 more Wizrobe sets, or it could be 1 of each, or any combination of the 3.
And of course, level 9 is guaranteed to be the Wizrobe like set.
Yep, correct. Just like what you would see in regular Legend of Zelda 1 vanilla. This is a close race here. Both of them have the same amount of Triforce pieces. However, the thing that's separating them is that bow.
Well, not just the bow, but the white sword as well. So it's interesting because Jam is going to have to go back into 4 to get that bow. But BT only having the wood sword, that could also hinder it. So right now, I still think, even though it's obviously too early to call who's doing what in the race because it's a Zelda randomizer, I think there are pros and cons for the set that each of our players has.
Actually, BT is back in level 3, so he's only going to find a heart container.
Oh, interesting. So the dungeon the dungeon we thought was 3 was not 3. Because that was the that bright blue dungeon, so that would have had to have been 5 then.
Right, so let me change my notes. See, that's what makes the Zelda randomizer races fun, these new flags. Even we get stumped when we really think we've got the dungeons figured out. When the rooms are shuffled, it gets a little harder, especially if neither player picks up the map. That map was what gave it away, because, yeah! Oops.
Yeah, so again, in the chat, if you're wondering, the reason that BT is in 3 now is because The dungeon we thought was level 3 is actually level 5. So he doesn't actually have the Triforce from 3, he has the Triforce from 5.
Oh, look at this. The corridor staircase in level 3. Fred, but there's a lot of corridor staircases.
And there's the recorder.
Ooh, very nice find there. So he could go back into level 2 and go after that Dig Dogger item. And I still hope it's that Silver Arrows.
And look at that, the recorder is going to be required in this seed no matter what, because this Dig Dogger is blocking the Triforce in 3.
Incredible, yep. So he's got the Triforce after that quick Dig Dogger fight. That'll give him 7 pieces, just 1 more to go. He's got to go to level 2.
But I don't believe BT has found level 2 yet.
And that could be a problem. And if it is a problem, it could allow Jam to catch up.
But so far, this seed is great. It has been bait required and recorder required so far.
Yeah, it's that chain reaction seed where one item leads to another. One required item leads to another. You need that bait to get the item out of level 4, which is the bow, which you need to beat the game. You need the recorder in order to get the Triforce out of level 3 in order to beat the game. There's a heart container pickup here for BT that gives him 10 hearts. He's now eligible potentially to pick up the magical sword if he can find it. Which we've already seen. No, we've not seen the magical sword yet.
No, the only hint that we know for the magical sword is that it's up somewhere on Death Mountain.
Yeah, and that's not really the best place to go searching for something like that. I got a feeling magical sword's out of play for this particular seed. Especially considering that there's only 1 level there, and that's that level 2, which, again, BT has not found yet. Alright, TG, it's been 47 minutes into the race. I'm going to give a recap of the items that we have found so far. Level 1, one of the items is the magical key. We do not know what the second item is. Level 2, we do not know what the item is. Level 3 had the recorder. Level 4 had the bow. Level 5 had the heart container. Level 6 had the magical wand. Level 7 had the red ring. Level 8 had the inferior model and the ladder. The item at the Armo statue was the power bracelet, and the ladder item on the coast was the raft.
And because these are the Elite 8 seeds, the white sword item is also one of note, but it was just the white sword.
That is correct.
Now, the other interesting thing here is Jam's going to find the recorder here in level 3, which is going to make his traveling back to the other dungeons he's already cleared much easier. So when he has to go back into 4 to get the bow, and he's going to more than likely go back and check 1 or 2 for the other items, it's going to make it a whole lot easier for him.
That's right. So he can just use that recorder to get to all the other dungeons he's already cleared, get the items out of there, and then can progress his way into level 9. There's another heart container for BT. That'll give him 11 hearts and a 40% chance, theoretically, to pick up Magical Sword. But again, given where it is, I just can't see the Magical Sword being in play for the seed.
It potentially could, because BT is up in up in Death Mountain right now. So he potentially could give a look for it.
And I'll tell you what, if he's able to pick up that Magical Sword, that would be tremendous in BT's chances of beating this seed before Jam does. Because your attack power doubles yet again, or in his case, his attack power would quadruple, and you would only need to get 4 hits on Ganon.
Oh, hell, Lord Banana! Look at the troll hit!
I love it! All hail Lord Banana. He's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. BT has discovered the Triforce in level 2. Of course, he's going to try and get the item out of level 2, knowing that the silver arrows are still in play. That level 2 is not that big of a dungeon. There is the 8th and final Triforce pickup for Jam. Now he's got to go back to some of the previous levels to get items that he needs for Ganon.
So looks like Jam is going to start his search here in level 2 with that Dig Dogger rope.
BT, though, is taking care of these wall masters and not finding what he's looking for. And yep, going to use that recorder on the Dig Dogger and hopefully find something good behind there. What do we have here?
Now, James going to enter and leave here because he's going to kill the other 2 Dig Dogger minis since he already killed 1.
Great strategy. Silver arrows! You do need the recorder to get the silver arrows in this scene. Oh, I'm a happy camper.
And now Jam has the option to run back to 1 or back to 4. If he makes the correct choice and goes to 4 here, then we got a race!
Boy, do we ever have a race. And yes, indeed, BT is going to find the happy news where when he clears this dungeon that the silver arrows are also here in level 2. My goodness gracious, so the Dig Dogger double required for this seed.
And Jam making the right call and whistling to 4.
Yep, so you know what that means. We're never going to know what that second item in level 1 is because they don't need it.
Well, we might, if they happen to find the items in 9 taking the staircases, we might be able to figure out what it is.
That is true, which means the items that are still not been discovered are the book, Lord Banana, and
the red candle.
The red candle. So, yep, 3 items that lose its value the quicker, the slower it takes to find them. So, yeah, all of the, let's face it, all of the not so valuable items are left in this seed.
Yeah, so at this point, we're going to have both runners basically making their way into the level 9 at the same time. The advantage here has to lie with Jam because of that white sword.
Absolutely. So this is going to be one heck of a finish, folks. Hold on to your hats. Jam gets into level 9 first, so what it's all going to come down to, folks, is which paths they take. Whoever can take the right lucky paths and find Ganon and Zelda first will win this race. Less than a minute head start that Jam has, so boy, oh boy, it's on. Now keep this in mind, yes, they both do have the magical wand, so yep, they can do that trick against these Patras for a quick kill. Both of them are taking the same exact path for now. Neither player has a potion, that's another thing to keep in mind, but both of them do have the red ring. So it's looking like, at this case, it's going to come down to 2 things. Their combat skills and their luck in terms of which paths they choose.
Again, you also have to keep in mind that X factor of Jam having the white sword could make this a very interesting scene.
Absolutely. It's looking like one of these David versus Goliaths here. You've got the wooden sword versus the white sword. I am looking forward to seeing how this is going to play out. Now, what they're both going to be looking for in addition to Ganon is they're going to be looking for a single shutter room, a room with just one shutter. If they've cleared all the enemies and that shutter door does not open, then they have found the location of Zelda. But again, if for BT, it's going to be tougher, again, considering he has a wooden sword.
Yeah. The other thing that both of them have is they both have a gigantic complement of rupees here. So aside from against fighting Wizards where you can, the silver arrows still do 4 hit points worth of damage, so you can use the silvers on the likes, the Zols, the Landmolas that you find here. So it's not necessarily that Wood Sword is going to be a huge, White Sword versus Wood Sword is going to be a huge detriment. It's the fact that it's going to be the Wizards and Ganon that's going to show up.
Correct, because while Jam only needs 8 hits on Ganon, BT's going to need a whopping 16 hits on Ganon. But again, since they both have Red Ring, a Hyrule Driver is going to only cost them 1 heart. That staircase didn't take BT to a very good place, so he's going to take another one.
And Jam, they're getting a clock to be able to take out those last 2 Wizards and bomb his way down into a swamp room.
There's your other luck factor right there, TGE. If they can get some clocks from those Wizards, that'll help them out a lot, too.
Oh, here's a hint for Jam, letting us know where Zelda is going to be located, and the kidnapped and waiting in the southwest of Skull means that area where Jam is in right now is the southwest of the Skull. Basically underneath the columns L, E, V, and E, anything basically in the column Jam is in, and underneath him, or the rows, could be the southwest of Skull.
Oh, shoot, we do have the vertical shoot room here in level 9. That didn't go anywhere. Fred! Both of them are around the same place. They're both on the western side of the map.
And we still haven't heard any roaring from Ganon yet.
And again, I don't have my volume up too loud, so yep, if anybody's going to hear it, it's either going to be you, TGE, or the audience.
Also, another thing to keep in mind now, take a look at the bomb counts for both players. Jam with 3, but BT only with 1.
Boy, bombs are going to be a huge factor, so keep an eye on those counts. It may hurt BT right now at this point. He's going to have to get lucky. First of all, he's going to go ahead and kill this Patra. Nice effective strats with the wooden sword and that
look what we
magical
found!
one. The shutter has not opened in that Patra room, so now BT knows the location of Zelda. Now, Zelda, for once, losing the hide-and-seek contest to Ganon. The question is, how bad of a loss is it going to be for Zelda? Oh, but look at this. I think
Ganon.
Jam has found Ganon, so let the fight begin. He's only got 2.5 hearts.
And BT right behind him!
This is insane!
Difference here, of course, is BT is going to have the 16 as opposed to Jam's 8, but BT knows where Zelda is!
And Jam does not, but look at the quick stun lock kill for Jam. He's going to pick up the Triforce of Power, and trying to get the stun lock was BT, but not able to do so. I don't know how many hits he's got. He's got a few hits on Ganon. Boy, I told you that this was going to be an exciting race, and this race has not disappointed.
BT with a stun lock, part of it anyway.
Only a few hits left to go. He's down to 1.5 hearts. Boy, this is going to be so close. He's got him. Wow, it's a race to Zelda now. Who's going to win this? I don't believe it. This
Jam
is so
knows the
close.
general location, but BT knows the actual location.
And that is really going to help him. Jam's got to have to hurry here, or BT's going to pull off the upset.
They both just took the same staircase.
Jam has a slight lead.
Yeah, but Jam's on
But he's
one
on
heart.
1 heart. 2.5 hearts, 2 hearts now for BT. But this is oh so close.
This is crazy.
However, Jam did not know he had to take that staircase. BT does.
No, that's the wrong staircase. BT got himself turned around.
Oh no! One heart for Jam, 1.5 hearts for BT. Oh my goodness gracious.
Jam is
But
fucking
there it is.
wrong.
However,
He's gotta
he's
get
got to
back
get past this
Patra.
Patra first. Can he get there? Half a heart. He
yes.
made it. Oh my goodness. BT wins. JamEvil wins the race. Unbelievable. He comes from behind. This was BT's race to win, but unfortunately he forgot where Zelda was.
Oh, wow. That race. So much hype.
Boy, what a race this was between the two players. And BT gonna be right behind Jam. Oh my goodness, what a thriller. This might be the closest race of the tournament so far. Let's take a look at the times.
About 30 seconds.
60 minutes and 38 seconds for JamEvil. 61 minutes and 4 seconds for JLo. I believe this ties the closest race we've had in the tournament so far. 26 seconds difference.
Either way, that was insane.
Man, oh man, I could not believe that. I thought this was BT's race to win. He had found where Zelda was, unfortunately forgot the location after defeating Ganon, and JamEvil comes back and snatches the race away from BT.
You know what the reason that Jam got that race was?
What was that reason? The compass?
White sword.
White sword, yes.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good
And hello,
evening,
chat.
Jam.
Boy, Jam, what
Oh my,
a
that was
hell
crazy.
of a race this was. Very close between the two of you. In fact, this ties the record for this tournament for the closest race, 26 seconds apart.
Oh man, talk about a photo finish there. That patch regarding Zelda, I was down to half a heart, and he almost clipped me there, and that would have cost me the game. That was I pooped myself a little. I literally pooped.
I already had Patra dead, so I just had to get back. So it was a long hike.
Good game, Breastickle. Really good game.
Hey, GG, Jamie.
Oh man.
So that's the closest match ever.
Yep, boy, what a race between the two of you. Now, BT, you had actually defeated Ganon first, and you even knew the location of Zelda. What happened there?
I up and A'd. I went a new route. I found Ganon. I killed Ganon, and then I went back the way I came for Zelda.
It looks like you got yourself, as you were looking, though, a little turned around in one of the staircases. Was that just me seeing things, or did you get yourself a little bit turned around?
No, I took one wrong staircase on the way back, and I went immediately back through it.
Ah, so that was what happened, because we were all saying, looks like BT is going to win this race. He has defeated Ganon first. He knows the location of Zelda. Jam, you did not know the location of Zelda yet.
Nope, I played the 3-door Monty. Just kept on going through passages until it brought me to the southwest. I did have the hint that Zelda was in the southwest, but I didn't know the exact location. So as soon as I found a passage that brought me to the northeast, I was like, oh, great, this is the exact opposite of where I need to go. So taking another passage brought me relatively close, and that's where. And then there was a southwest passage that brought me to another southwest passage, which was ridiculous. I don't know if there was an easier way to get to Zelda, but that was just luck. That was all luck at the end.
Yeah, you were very, very lucky indeed, JamEvil. Boy, what a race between the two of you. I knew you two were great, exceptional Zelda randomizer players, and you showed your skills in that race today. Congratulations on an extremely good race. JamEvil, of course, you are the winner. So your next opponent in the winner's bracket semifinals, we're in the final four now for you. You're going to be facing off either against the number 1 seed Crystal Saver or the number 25 seed DJK. So give us a little bit of insight of what you might be facing in your next race.
It's good. I have to agree with what Jam said.
No, honestly, I look forward to playing either of them. I really think Dr. Kimball has his work cut out for him with Crystal Saver, but there's always a chance for anyone to win. As you can see in this tournament, we've seen a lot of upsets. So I would prefer to play against Dr. Jason Kimball, but I am ready for the challenge of Saver.
And actually, Jam, you did defeat Ganon first, but it was again the knowledge of not knowing where Zelda was that I thought was going to help BT, because BT was right behind you. He defeated Ganon not long after you did, and BT again had that advantage. But yep, it's that one wrong turn to Albuquerque, man. That's how what decided this race. That's how close it was.
Yeah.
What kind of sword did you have, Jamie?
The white one.
Yeah, okay. So
I got it pretty early. It was up by it was actually in the normal White Sword cave, wasn't it?
Yeah, my Ganon fight was probably at least seconds too long, so I think that would a wrong staircase is not a margin that you won by. You won by way more than just a wrong staircase. So me having the wood sword the entire game is a huge disadvantage.
Oh yeah, that's a huge hindrance. I glad you made it through, because those Wizrobes were crazy. I didn't know how much they were. I know there were 6 hits with the white sword, so they had to have been at least 11 or 12.
You mean 9 bombs each? Because that's what they took for me.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous.
Well, I must say, BT, I'm very impressed with your wood and sword skills. You played extremely well, a heck of a lot better than I probably would have ever played. So well done to you, BT. Wood sword the whole way.
Thank you so much. Today I took 10 minutes off of my PB and low percent, so I was practicing with my wood all afternoon.
Hey, fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you much.
Not a problem.
So, what I want to know real quick is I want the opinions from both of you on this one, because you actually got it fairly early, BT, but Jamie had to go back. How about that bait required bow?
That was fine. That was because the way that I undid the overworld, I had plenty of knowledge of where to buy meat, where to buy cheap meat, where to get arrows, and so I was just so happy to have double damage at the cost of all my rupees.
Yeah, I mean, bait was abundant definitely in this seed. You could have bought it for 99, or I think the other one was like 74 or something like that. And I kept on running into it over and over and over again. I'm like, I might actually need this because of level 4, because I actually ran into level 4 and saw that it was bait blocked. And I was like, you know what? I'll eventually get the bait. So he offered it to me so many times that I couldn't refuse him anymore, and I ended up buying it. But it was the last dungeon I went to. Getting the whistle, I think I got everything in like the right order as far as routing goes, and I was happy about that. Getting the recorder shortly after getting the ladder, and going to level 2 to get the silver arrows. Those were magically there, and then I knew the bow had to have been 4 since I found everything else.
Yeah, this was an extremely crazy seed. Bait required, double recorder required. Man, oh man. And you still, both of you nearly pulled off a sub-hour seed.
Could have been better.
Yeah, I would have had sub-hour if I didn't fail my first attempt at Dungeon 3, which was located at 8. I just got down to 1 bomb, and I was like, well, I'll come back if I find a sword, and I never did, so I just had to come back with full bombs and figure out 3. That was a time suck just to walk back there again.
That was my only death, was going in there when I had the wood sword and like 4 or 5 hearts.
Yeah, both of you, by the way, in level 9, you were both getting down there on bombs, and that was almost starting to become a factor for either one of yous.
Yeah, I got to enter 9 with 4 bombs, so that was fun. So I only stabbed Wizrobes since I had a wood sword. Nightmare.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I don't care what kind of skill you've got. I mean, at low percent, you're going to have an advantage, obviously, in doing this. But going into a Wizrobe-laden dungeon with the wooden sword, and especially with their hit points raised, not fun.
How about those keys?
Yeah, those high HP keys. Yeah, my goodness gracious.
2-hit keys? That wasn't bad.
Wrong seed, bro.
2-hit with the white sword.
They're about 500 health.
Yeah, we had super keys, super ropes, super gels, super tektites,
super Wizrobes.
Yeah,
But
I had a.
But
I had
the
the white
soul
sword.
would fall with the silver arrow. Don't worry.
Yeah, I had the white sword with most of the seeds, so I didn't feel the effect of a lot of the super enemies. Everything was just. It felt like I was using the wooden sword with the white sword. So that's where I excelled during this one, I think. Lucky find on overworld exploration.
I'm so glad that Death Mountain didn't have anything for me because I went up there last.
So BT, obviously you're not out of this race yet. You will still continue to play in this tournament, but again, you played extremely well, and we definitely look forward to seeing you again in your next race.
Yeah, I'll be fighting Fred or Skibbles. I'm pretty sure they're in my bracket on the lower side.
That's another race I'm looking forward to, the Sky Bills Fred Coughlin matchup. I think that's going to be a really good one before they make their way into the Elite 8 flag. So again, good race to the both of you. TGE, do you have any further questions for either of these two?
I do not.
All right, really good race. You gave us an exceptional thrill. Your skills definitely did show in this tournament race. Congratulations to the both of you. We will see you again later in the tournament. Best of luck to both.
Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. And thank you, J-Lo, for picking up the restream. And as always, shout out to the commentators, LOZ Cards Fan, and the Greenleaf Effect. You guys are awesome. Thanks. And shout outs to my opponent, Breastickle. You the man.
And thank you, J-Lo, for restreaming this. And Jamie, I will see you in bed.
Mm-hmm.